Greetings, beloved. Welcome on board to Healing with Marcus. We're here today to discuss the idea of the soul loss of humankind. And in one way, it may sound a little dramatic. It may sound a little like we have lost our soul. But the idea of soul loss isn't that you have lost your whole soul. It is that parts of ourselves have been fragmented. Parts of ourselves have been stuck, have become stuck at different parts of our lives. This happens when we experience traumatic, life-changing, or experience-changing, like perception-changing events. Events that are of a bullying kind, of an abusive kind, any kind of abuse, sexual, physical, emotional, verbal, whatever the abuse might be, it truly changes how you experience your world. And that same thing goes for the collective. So the collective of humankind have experienced many types of soul loss incidences over the years. Throughout the millennia, we have all experienced these life-altering big events that have changed humanity and our thoughts around certain things about life, about ourselves, about each other for a long time. So whenever we get a new experience that changes us, if we hear of some kind of incident somewhere that makes us afraid, right? So the scare is maybe somebody will be dropping a bomb somewhere. Maybe they're pressing the button, the red big button. That scares us, right? What we forget, or what we don't really know, is that it scares us because we have a very deep, subliminal attachment to the threat of towards our existence. And on some levels it goes into you as an individual, but on another level it goes to the family, and on another level it goes to your hometown, and on a national level the psyche of our different countries will feel kind of a threat towards our identity as a country. All these different levels of energy attachments or energy connections there's stored soul loss in those different places. So as you move deeper on your spiritual journey and you start to discover your inner soul loss experiences, because most of us have had that. Most of us have had some form of deeply scary situation, or very uncomfortable, and sometimes so uncomfortable that we actually our brain chooses to forget. And because it's too hard to make sense out of. And when we have those, we experience something called dissociation. And when we dissociate, we end up splitting off this part of ourselves. Let's say that this is a whole human right here, and you have an experience, either sexual nature or a very rough emotional, physical experience as a child. Parts of yourself will be shut off. You shut those parts off that were threatened. And then the rest of your energy keeps going. The rest of you keep moving through life. But the parts that were stunted at those incidences, they stay there. And usually from the shamanic point of view, we can go in and we usually find where you are stuck. And we go in there and we can find you in the underworld or in just a big black space. And we start helping you, walking you back into your heart. Now, this has also taken place for humanity as a whole. And we are under an immense amount of attack, right? The last few years, they really turned up the knobs on the intensity of the media, the news media, the social media, the kind of attack on our sovereignty. So the attack on how you feel in yourself, how solid you feel, how grounded you feel, how much of a human you feel, can often be connected to the input, the information we take in from the outside. And someone, somewhere, a long time ago, figured out that they can use these channels of information to manipulate how we feel, so that they kind of can control us. It's a form of mind control. Just like if you have a trauma incident, if you have something very traumatic happening and it looks hopeless, it looks very dark, and then suddenly they will offer a solution for this dark problem, this life-threatening event. They offer a solution and we are willing to take it so we don't have to feel the fear anymore. This all goes back, it's very similar to when they did the experiments on MK Ultra that then later led into a bunch of torture, right? They figured out ways to manipulate the human mind into submission. And on many levels, we're going through that now too. And yes, we've been going through that for millennia. For thousands of years, humans have been aware of how to do evil things towards each other. But it hasn't been on this scale, as far as I understand. This is a fairly global scale going on right now. And as we start to see it, it's almost like you can't unsee it once you've seen it. And once you start to see that the theme from the other video called We're on a Rescue Mission for Our Soul, that rescue mission is about coming back home so we can start healing those soul losses that you as an individual have experienced and we as a collective has experienced. So when we start to heal, first we have to start on the individual level. It just doesn't work any other way. It's like if you haven't raised your inner vibration, it doesn't matter how much you're screaming at somebody else to raise their vibration. This is your job. This is your journey. This is my journey. So we end up, as we raise our inner vibration, as we become more conscious, more self-aware, and we start healing these soul loss incidences, we don't get triggered the same way that we did before. And as the trigger slowly starts to release, the triggers are falling away. And they may not go away completely, but my God, they change. They get so much better in nature. So as that happens, we start to learn how to be more peaceful, right? We live more in peace. And as we live more in peace, we start to discern, okay, so here's information coming at me from the outside. Is this information healthy for me? Is this a healing information? Or is somebody just wanting me to be afraid? Is somebody just wanting me to be scared of something out there, somewhere over there, somehow? So as you start to discern, where is this information coming from? How is it coming at us? Is this an information coming at you in a way that doesn't seem honest or transparent? Any kind of information that comes out at you from an honest place can be questioned. We can ask questions. If you're not allowed to ask questions, there's always an agenda. There's always a hidden agenda behind the scenes, yes? So as we start to see through the messaging coming at us, we also start to recognize that, so we heal our own soul loss, we end up healing humanity's soul loss over time. We have to keep working at it in a way of growing, vibrating higher, ooh, shining a little brighter. Oh yeah, there you are, and there you are, and then we start to shine brighter together. It's a beautiful journey. So this is the video about the collective soul loss of humankind. And if you think about the different wars that have been going on for like we've talked about them for a long time. We've had the Roman Empire, we had the Inquisition of the Church, we had the starvation in Europe, and we had the Black Plague, and we had all these incidences that happened deeply into the psyche of ourselves, right? Our collective psyche. We carry that with us. And then when somebody says, oh, the war is coming, or when they say this disease is coming, it awakens these old memories, this old soul loss inside of us, and we get triggered, and suddenly we don't know what to do with ourselves. So we're coming back into that solution of spiritual healing. inner journey in raising your vibration so that you can heal your soul loss. So I can heal my soul loss. Very important, very, very important. All right, everybody. I hope you are doing wonderful. Look out for the next video. Please click like and subscribe if you feel like this is speaking to you. And feel free to leave a comment below if there's anything in particular you'd like to hear about. There's going to be more videos coming out here with a bunch of different themes. A lot of them centered around the matrix and how to step out of it and how to see through it, and other things as well. All right. Much love, everyone. Namaste and aho.